Hi, this is Marie. Hey, I'm here with my February makes, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I made that I finished is a Scrappy sock yarn blanket. I used a size F crochet hook, and I used the Granny Stripes blanket pattern by Lucy of Attic 24. I started by doing 223 chains to begin. And I just used like tons of leftover sock yarn that I had. And I love how it turned out. So this is what it looks like. And it's pretty long, like this. It's enough for, let me see if I can show it to you. So that's what it looks like. I really love how it turned out. I did like a simple edging on it with just white yarn, or with white sock yarn, just double crochets, and then I did a little shell around the edge with 6 double crochets in each shell. Let's see if you can see if I can show that to you. So that's how it came out. I really love it. It's super cute. Okay, so the next thing, and that was like a long project that I had on the hook for, you know, probably a year. So I just got that finished. I don't think I've shown it in a while though. So the next thing that I have is Magic Heel Socks by the Autumn Acorn. And it's a pay-for pattern. And I used this yarn, Mani Pedi by Lion Brand. This is what I had left over, and I really love this yarn. It's a sock yarn, and it was color number 602. I'm just looking down at my notes. So this is how they turned out. I really love them. They're like a beginner sock pattern, and the yarn kind of goes from color to color, but I really love how they turned out. So they don't match exactly, but they're super cute. I made some fingerless mitts out of this yarn in the past. So this is like a beginner sock pattern, and it doesn't have like a heel, like a traditional heel. It has like an easier heel. So this would be totally good for a beginner sock knitter. It was really easy and they fit really well. So I just wanted to show you those. Okay, and the next thing that I have, I'm just looking down at my notes, I have a hat with some spots on it. So Selene had this spot pattern, and you could put it on anything, but I made a hat and I used her spot pattern. So this is the yarn that I made it out of. I made it out of a Homespun house. This is fresh sheets. This is a kid mohair, 70% kid mohair, 30% silk. And then I held it along with Jubilation by Homespun House. And it has gold stellina in it. I don't know if you can see it. But I held these two together to make the hat. And then when I made the little spots, I held just this opal that I had left over from other socks with the mohair, and I made the spots that way. But I really love how it turned out. It kind of muted the colors in the yarn, and it's like a light, fluffy hat, and I love it. And I love the dot pattern. I made a hat before with the dot pattern, and it really turned out cute. And so this is just a slouchy hat. I love it. And I didn't put a palm on it yet, but I might. Okay. I did want to tell you what I cast on for this. I cast on 133, and I used a size 6 needles for the rib, and I used a size 7 needle for the main part of the hats. Okay, and the next thing that I made was Capucine. So I love this pattern. This is the Oh, let me put it right there so you can see it. That's the lady who wrote the pattern. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but Capucine. I've made it before a whole bunch of times. I really love it. I saw this on Chapel Hill by Chelsea Luxe, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to have a Capucine in that yarn. And so it's super cute yarn. I think I saw it over the holidays maybe. She had like Vlogmas, and this is the yarn, and I just loved it. Oh my gosh, I had to have a Capucine out of it. This is what it turned out like. I started off with a size 7 needle for the rib, and then a size 8 needle for the hat. This is a DK yarn that I use. This Chelsea Luxe, the on Chapel Hill, was her DK. And I love how it turned out. I used 2 skeins. I got, you know, I think you could maybe squeak out the hat, but not the tassels with 1 skein. So I got 2 skeins so I could make big fluffy tassels with that same yarn. And I'll just put it on. So this is how it looks. But it's super cozy when it's really snowy and cold out. And it has like this big palm kind of in the back, and I love it. And I might need matching fingerless mitts, I'm just saying. I didn't buy any more, but I might in the future, we'll see. Okay, so the next thing that I have that I finished, so I finished a slipper video. And I'll go ahead and put it up above here. And the slipper video is my grandma's slippers. And we call her Nona, or Noni. We call her Nona or Noni. But anyway, so I made this pair in the tutorial video that I will link above. And I'll link it down below in the notes. I'll link all the patterns and everything down below in case you're looking for some of the patterns. But so I made this pair. This pair's already been used a little bit. So this is the pair that I made in the video. And then I decided I wanted to make, I used this yarn to make that pair. This is Ice Yarn Wool Melange, and then I held it with Encore Color Spun, which is just 2 acrylic yarns that I had in my stash back here. And so then I decided I would make another pair, like a fresh pair to show you because you can't, you know, I was like, maybe I shouldn't show a little bit worn pair, but this is a fresh pair that I just made and I love how they turned out. And they're super stretchy. So this pair, I show in the video how to make them and how to get the size and everything that you want. So, but this pair is for me and I love them. They're so cute. I used size, what size? Let me see if I have that. Size 10.5 needles. And I used Wool Melange in this purple color that I had in my stash, left over from another project. And then I used this mystery pink yarn. It was just some acrylic yarn that I had, you know, left over from something. I held them together, so it's a double-stranded project. And they're super easy to make. I mean, you just need some stitch markers and it'll fly off your needles because they're so big, like the knitting on it, it goes really quick. Like you could make a pair in a day if you wanted, or, you know, like a few hours, probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, depending upon how fast you knit. But, or maybe even less. It just depends. Or maybe if you're making small ones, it'd be even faster. So, but those are for me for a size like 12 women. So, yeah, yours would go faster for sure. Okay, if you're, you know, smaller foot. Okay, so the next thing that I have, okay, so I had a long time whip that was over here on my rocking chair, just out of the camera's view, and it wasn't finished. I had been meaning, it's like a boho kind of summertime bag that I had been meaning to put a flap on and a button, and it took a long time. This is in, if you look back in some of my really old videos, this is probably in there. I don't know how old it is, but it's just a little double crochet bag that I made. And it's like a crossbody, you know, bag for wearing when you're out walking or whatever. And I had been meaning to, with the leftover yarn, make a little flap and a button so that you can open it or secure it, you know, so that no one can get into it but you, if you're in the city. So I just wanted to show you, I finished it, yay, finally. And so that's one of my finished projects. I don't even know what yarn I used. I used 2 strands of yarn held together. It was a pink strand and then a variegated strand. So, and it's acrylic yarn. So, and I just crocheted around the edge. You know, I just made like, almost like you would make a scarf really, with double crochets, rows of them, folded it in half, crocheted around the edge. And that's what I had hanging. And then I had made a, this looks like a, oh, just a chain. Or yeah, just a chain for this strap. And then I had just put on that, the top flap. Okay, so the next thing that I have, oh, okay, yes, is a crochet hat that I'm working on with scraps. So I have this basket, and I picked out some scraps that I had left over from other projects. And I thought I would start on this. This is a work in progress. It's not finished yet, but it's a crocheted hat. It is called the Sea Star Oceanside Beanie by Sea Star Crochet. And so I will show it to you next time when I get it done. I'm loving the pattern so far. I used a size J hook, and this is what it looks like. It's a super easy pattern, and I love the way it looks. Okay, and the next thing that I have is a works in progress. Let me get out my sock blockers. So I have one of the socks finished, and I just cast on for the other sock, but I love this. I saw this on Instagram, this yarn. It is by Fibernymph Dye Works, and this one, let's see. Oh, I didn't write down the name of it. Just a second. I think it's like Cake Pops. Let me look. Yes, Cake Pops by Fibernymph Dye Works. There's her band for her yarn. And I love it. It is like a gold stellina base. Let's see, it's the 75, 20, and 5. So 75 merino, 20 nylon, and 5 stellina. So I am loving the way it turned out. And then I also got a mini skein from her, which is this. The mini is Vivid Violet on her bedazzled base also. So the sock yarn is on the bedazzled base. That's what the rest of it looks like. And then they're both on that bedazzled base, but I am loving the way they turned out. I just used a Homespun House pattern. It's called Mrs. Weasley's Family Socks, and I am loving it. It has like these little kind of dots in it. I'm not sure if you can see it. So I did it on the cuff, and I was kind of wanting to do like a shorter summertime sock, but I did the cuff, and then I did the dots up here all the way around from the pattern, and then just on the top of the foot. And the bottom of the foot, I decided not to do the pattern. So, and it's a pay-for pattern, but I think it's super easy. So that one's Mrs. Weasley's Family Socks by a Homespun House. Okay, and oh, the second sock is underway. Okay, I'm using a 2.75 needle for those also. Okay, so the next thing is Coffee and Tea Corner. I have some David's Tea Maple Chai that I've been drinking that I really love. And I got a frother. I ordered it on Black Friday and it finally came, I don't know, a while ago, like a month ago or so. I think it was in February, really. So, so I'm doing almond milk in the frother, and then I put it on top of the chai, and it's so delicious. And this is the coffee that I've been drinking, maple pecan, and I just put it in this little jar to keep it fresh. So cute. And that one's by Starbucks. I got it at Super Target, I think. So, okay. And so stay tuned. I have the Denver cruise projects coming up. Okay, thanks. I'll see you next time. Bye.